Hello survivors, and welcome to Knight vs Giant. In today's video we are back in the game and there is a lot that has changed. Now by the time the video actually released, the game will be live to purchase and play the early access version, which is what I have in front of me. There are 3 acts in the game. There's now quests that you need to do to unlock a whole bunch in the game. There's the blacksmith, there is a hunter which gives you missions to do during the game, which gives you gold. There's this lady over here which I believe will be the one that you need to do to unlock the other characters. She says I need to go and collect memento for the statues to bring to her, so we'll go and have a look at that. And then we can now build a whole whack of the castle itself. It does cost us gold, but we've got a whole lot here that we can look at building. There's also new things over here, which when we've unlocked them all, we'll take a look at them. But for today, we are going to be using Boris's main attack, his ranged attack, and then we're using Lancelot's lightning. So let's get into it. Let's see how far we can get. Hopefully we can find another builder, as well as get a memento for the statue in a single run. But the game does have a lot of play to unlock absolutely everything. There is a lot to go for it. Now also something they added into the options, which I don't believe they had before, was to be able to attack with holding down the button. So we do take a lot of advantage of that, and we use that instead of smashing our controller's X button to attack. We can just hold it down instead. Now you can stand still, or you can slowly edge forward while doing it. It doesn't really matter. You just need to know that you can stand still while shooting. I mean, you can hold down the button while shooting. Alright. So we've all seen this level, especially if you watched my first introduction to the game when the demo first came out. I think it was on one of the other Steam Fests. The developers got a hold of me and they were like, listen, this is our game. Would you like to play it? And we did play it. It's actually been fantastic. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but they're like, hey, Broken, we're going to come into early access soon. Here is the game, what it's going to be like. Would you like to take a look at it again or keep playing it? And of course that's where we are today, and I did like the game, so it's just really cool that we've got the opportunity to keep playing it. Alright, inflict instant damage in a large area. It's 150 damage. There are other, we will grab it. Bonus damage, actually we're going to grab this because I'll always dash. So getting that 30 bonus damage after dashing is actually really good. And then it's 50 damage for a melee units. Unfortunately, we are using ranged, so that's not going to work for us. Alright, we got the Panpiper's challenge over here to survive the enemy waves. But you can see after we dash, our damage goes up substantially. Especially in the beginning of the game, doing that amount of damage is actually really big. So we're happy to be doing that amount of damage. As you can see, we are able to kill things very quickly. I mean, doing 80 damage instead of 50 damage, that's nearly a... how much is that? Like a 30% increase? No, more than 30%. That's nearly a 50% increase in damage. So really good to have that going. And also, if you have a look at the very bottom center of the screen, when you dash, there is also going to be a timer over there to show you how long the buff is active for. So there you can see it at the bottom of the screen now. So there is a buff indicator, which is fantastic. A lot of games don't necessarily put those in, which is unfortunate. And being able to see what buffs you've got active and when is very handy in games like this, where you can't really concentrate on too much. Just having that little icon over there is actually very easy to see and makes a big difference. Okay, we've got a healing station over here. That's fine. We're not going to use it just yet. We've got more than enough HP. We are looking for some towers. There we go. Here's one. So we can get some upgrades now, which is going to be fantastic. The only difference between, let's say, the melee and the ranged is melee does stun the enemies a lot more often. I think with ranged you have to hit them like 5 or 6 times before it's counted as a stun. But otherwise we are able to do a lot more, you know, safer. So we're going to grab the homing hornet over here. Critical strike chance, 2.5% chance isn't that great, especially when the character himself, we've only got a 1% crit chance. So I'm going to stay with my odds of getting just flat damage instead of worrying about crit chance. Just because of the weapon we're using, our crit is so low, it's better for us to not use it at all. Alright, we can grab the Knight token and a heal over here, which means that we can actually get a healing after the boss. So that's going to be quite helpful over there. Well, I mean, it's a mini boss more than a boss. They've added them as mini bosses, and then the boss of the area is obviously the second boss fight that you get. So these are considered mini bosses. There are, I think, about 3 of them, or 3 different mini bosses that we've got. This is just one of them. And hopefully we are going to have a good time or an easy time destroying him. But as you can see, it's not like it's the easiest thing ever. You do still have to kind of pay attention to everything that's happening. I do want to just get rid of this guy. He is quite painful, deals quite a decent chunk to us, and having to focus not on him will be very handy for me. So we're going to do that. Luckily we got the homing, because as you can see it does add extra projectiles as well, which means that we actually getting quite a bit of free damage done to the boss as well. So really nice little upgrade we managed to grab there, and getting free damage is always handy. Alright, now we're going to head back to the teleporter over there, grab our free heal. Even though we only got hit 3 times, you never know what's going to happen on the next level, so I always like to keep my healing after the bosses if possible. But sometimes you just land up taking too much damage and you're forced to heal before the boss fights. There is actually some buffs that you can get that make it that you can heal after killing X amount of enemies. They drop more potions and things like that. And then there's also, you know, curses that make you take more damage. So hopefully we don't get those curses, but we'll see what happens. Increase the health of enemies in the desert area. Oof, that's for the next area, so that's going to be really bad. However, we deal more damage to enemies in the 3rd area. So if we do manage to make it to the 3rd area, we'll be in a really good spot, because we'll be doing more damage to the enemies there. So hopefully we can make it there, but again, we do have to get to the area itself first. I think we should be able to do it. We did do it in the run just before this when we unlocked the Stone Mason, but it would be nice. I just wonder how we're going to be able to unlock the other statues or the other characters. It's going to be very interesting. Alright, so flat damage again. We're not looking for the crit like we mentioned earlier. We just want to get as much flat damage as possible. And then there's also a ricochet upgrade that we can get to our main attack, which makes it so the attacks are going to bounce between enemies, and that's going to be a lot of damage as well coming in from that. So it will be very helpful if we can grab that as well. But luckily we did take the dash bonus, because as you can see, we do dash a lot in this game. So being able to have that bonus when dashing is really good for us. Alright, kill those things. I would like an upgrade that makes it so these pools do more damage, but I don't think that exists. I think they just deal a certain amount of damage. However, I did learn that you are able to get multiple of the same upgrade, and it just increases things. So like, you can reduce the timer of your Thunderstrike, which is our Y ability over there, and you can keep stacking it so that you get a really low cooldown. You can lower the cooldown by 4 or 5 seconds, which is actually really insane considering what it does. It does a huge amount of damage, which can be upgraded, and you can get the cooldown even lower. So that is really good for us. Hopefully we can find that as well, because it does deal quite a decent amount of damage to the enemies. Okay, there we go, all dead. Let's get our upgrade. This one, we're going to go guaranteed critical hit after a few attacks. Chance to instantly kill on hit. We're going to go for the chance to kill on hit. Just means that sometimes we're going to fight things that aren't a boss, and we don't have to worry about dealing too much damage to them. There's just that chance to instantly destroy their faces. It's only a 1% chance, but you got to remember our homing attacks also count as attacks. Everything that we do that deals damage has a chance of instantly killing something, so that is going to work out pretty well for us as long as we can increase our attack speed and as long as we can add projectiles and things like that to our attack, to our character. Alright, so unfortunately we weren't able to instantly kill that guy, but that's okay. Once we've killed him, everything else he splits into is relatively easy to kill. Also, don't have to worry, it's not an upgrade, it's just money and things like that, so we can just move on to the next floor, kill those guys because they are irritating, and we've got 2 of the stone golems and some of these guys. This is actually quite a difficult floor, if you want to call it, or zone. I'm not sure what you would call it. I'll call it a zone, just for, you know, ease of understanding. Ow. We are taking a lot of damage over here, so we actually probably going to have to heal before the boss, and then we're going to have a really rough time after that, because we're not going to get any healing, you know, until we find another healing station or potions or whatever the case may be. Oh, if I could stop getting hits, that would be fantastic. Oh wait, we're gonna have to heal before the boss. I was like, hang on a second, we actually have, we found the healing thing, but yeah, that's exactly what I need to use. So we're gonna go and heal. We need to use it. We did get our ricochet on our weapon as well, which is a fantastic upgrade as well. So now our bullets are going to ricochet as well. I'm wondering if the homing bullets also ricochet. I've never actually had both of them, so we're going to find out now once we get there. And we didn't have to heal. We could have used this, but at least we know now after we fought the boss, we can come back to the merchant there and heal a couple of times as well. So let's kill the first boss of the area. It is always going to be the same area boss, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you, so you can practice, obviously, get your practice in on the bosses until you're able to kill them comfortably. And for us, we're just going to stand here, attack his foot. As you can see, the homings are doing their job. Once he does that, we can actually run closer to him, because it always goes backwards, so that's really good for us. It gives us an opportunity to just wail on his foot. He's going to jump, that's perfect for us as well. Again, gives us the opportunity to just jump on his feet. There we go. This one we just got to dodge twice. Done and dusted. Move to the center of the impact so we don't get hit by those other steps. That's fine. Move away from him. I think the worst thing for him to do is actually when he summons all those plants, which is this attack over here. Always manages to hit me. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm incapable of dodging that for some reason, and it really always gets me. But now you can see his life is really low, and he's gonna die very soon. Unfortunately, me being me, I got hit by that huge ass boulder. But there we go, he is dead. Character's gonna say something, fantastic. We're gonna go back to the shop and just spend some of our money to now heal up the life that we had, because in the new stage, you can die if you're not careful. So back to max life. Fantastic, and onto the desert, where now the enemies have 30% HP increased because of the Morgana buff that we managed to get. So she cursed us with a terrible curse, very horrible, but I'm sure we'll be able to manage going through here. Oh man, actually this is really rough for us. We are in a very bad spot here. Hopefully we can get some really good upgrades, something to do with just damage would be great. So there we go, we do actually get a damage upgrade, plus 10 damage. That is fantastic. That's exactly what we needed to see, and hopefully we can find more of those, because right now, as you can see, our damage is appalling and it needs to be increased, especially since their life has been increased as well. But luckily we do have the buff for dodging as well, which is going to assist us there too. we're just gonna have to dodge every time and deal the damage to them that way, because otherwise we're gonna be in a very bad spot for damage. Okay, let's go to the right over here. We found a merchant. Can he give us a token? Yes, he can. We just got a base stat increase. So we ended up getting 20 flat damage increase, which is fantastic. Here's another heal for us. And let's see what we've got in store. So now we're doing even more damage. But there is a little, what is this, like a mage is the word I'm looking for. They are very irritating to fight against, by the way, because they create this wind tunnel that lands up dealing or pushing you back. It doesn't actually deal damage to you, but it does push you back, which causes problems for me. Do we need the stun? Or yeah, let's go for stun. It stuns them for 2 seconds. That can be the difference between a life or death scenario. So going for the stun there is going to be very helpful. Ooh, we found a builder. Yes. Oh, that is so cool. So we managed to find another builder, which also means that we are able to upgrade our kingdom to level 3. And that was just before the boss fight as well, which is fantastic. There's still more places to go, which means more upgrades to get. Alright, the stun is very good for us because we don't have any other way to stun the enemies. Normally when you're playing melee, you do have your knockback option, but being able to stun enemies this way does help us as well. There is actually an upgrade you can get over here, which is going to make it that you are able to... Oh, 20%. Nah, we'll go for the Grail Blazer. We're going to go for burn damage. But there is an upgrade that you get over here, which stops projectiles from hitting you. That is very, very good for this level because a lot of the enemies cause projectiles. And one of the mini bosses actually spawns these huge like laser beams. So if you're able to get the shield, do use it because it's going to come in handy, especially on this level. So very, very worthwhile upgrade. If you're looking to beat this level with ease, just use that. Alright, so this room was a bit of a meh, unfortunately, but we're going to go and do the boss. I think 13 life is perfectly fine, but I have died on the mini boss over here. They do have more life, and it just depends which one I'm fighting. Okay, luckily it's not the laser beam boss, so we are actually in a very good spot over here. However, it is this guy. He is quite a handful. You do have to be quite careful of him when you are playing. He can be quite a challenge for us. Alright, destroy that, and now we can focus on him. As you can see, we do a lot of damage. So we don't have to worry about him too much, but we don't really want to take free damage, and we do want to just try and kill him without him killing us as well. So let's just buff ourselves, get the buff up again, you know, take a little bit of a smack so that we can kill him. Fantastic, he is dead. We didn't have to use the heal, we can go back and heal now. And we can move on from there onto the second stage. I do think the final boss of the desert is actually easier than the final boss of Area 1. I don't know if it's maybe because you get a lot more upgrades, or if it's just because the boss himself lands up, you know, he's more telegraphic and he's slower. I mean, the boss is Sloth, but we'll get into that when we get there. The game itself is very, very exciting. There is so much going on, and there's just so much that you can do, and so much that you can do to become more powerful as well. So there you can see we had the mage. He was pushing us back, but luckily for us we do have again that upgrade to stun the enemies, and that helped us out quite a lot there. We were able to stun the mage and therefore stop his attack from happening. So kill them as fast as possible. They are very irritating. Again, we've got the laser beams like we mentioned earlier, and we've got a lot of other things happening to us. So there's a mage again, just destroy them, that's fine, and sort out this tower as the final enemy over there for this area. Perfect. Yeah, I would have liked to have dealt with that a lot easier, but it is what it is. Destroy the plant. We've got another laser beam after us. Alright, perfect. It looks like we've just got these guys and the tower left. Destroy them. Fantastic. And let's kill this bloody tower. Fantastic. Alright, so we only got the one room to go, so we don't have to run out of the way. We do have quite a lot of coins for the shop as well, so finding a shop will be really good for us. And we can just stun that guy. I thought it would stop him from going in the air, but it didn't, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. We still get to kill him relatively quickly. That thing was burning, so at least it died still. We've got the laser beam there, which I thought we dodged, but something still hit us there, but I'm not 100% sure what it was. Okay. Fantastic, now we get damage upgrades. What can we get? Not crit chance, not crit damage, so we'll just create 2 more additional knives. They're going to shoot to our side. You do get one that they shoot diagonally. We've actually got one that shoots behind us as well now. It does save us in terms of, okay, we now take less damage, or are we going to be able to shoot in a whole bunch of different stages or different directions, which is perfectly fine. That just means we've got more damage output, but would it be nice to have a... Man, we need to kill this guy. Also, these cactus that you see shooting us, they're not homing per se, but they are pretty much homing bullets. Not this big cactus, but the smaller ones that shoot a single cactus. Their bullets do home after you in a certain manner, so you do have to be careful of them as well. Okay, bonus damage on undamaged enemies, increased crit chance, spawn a large puddle. We'll spawn... Do we want to inflict poison? Nah, we'll take the damage to undamaged enemies. It just means our first attack we deal a whack ton more damage to the enemies. And now we want to go here. Oof, we got a shop. That's beautiful. What can we grab here? Bear tooth doesn't help us. Blood clover would have been great. So would the bonus after dashing. But we're just going to buy a bunch of health. Back on full life. We haven't used our healing, which is great, and we can keep going from there. Ooh, we get even more upgrades going forward again. That is beautiful to see. Dodge the projectiles over there. Dodge these guys. Oh, this is going so well. You can see there these cacti are the ones I was talking about in terms of the projectiles that chase you. We did manage to deal with them. We did get poisoned though. Luckily, we never used our heal, because as you can see, we are taking quite a lot of damage. Again, this is probably would have been easier if we weren't they weren't so healthy. So you do have to remember, we did get that nerf where they landed up, getting a lot more health than they should normally have. So it is really taking its toll now on us. But here's the boss fight. We are actually going to go back to here first. There could be some other buffs that we haven't picked up just yet from this part of the map. Probably just going to be, a waste of time, but it's there. At least the next level, we do get the bonus damage as well from the volcano area, and at least we still have our heal. I don't think we need the heal for the volcano. Again, the area is actually, I think the desert should be the last area. I do find it, although the boss to be very easy, the enemies are a lot harder than that of the other area. So some of the areas are a lot harder than others. Some of the areas, the enemies are easier, but the bosses are really hard. And this one over here, the one coming up the volcano, the areas are really easy, but the boss fight is insane. That final boss that you fight in the volcano, I have no idea how we are going to beat him, but hopefully we get to show you guys. So here's the sloth, wearing a suit of armor.
That's a face only a mother could love.
Look at this giant. That's a face only a mother could love. So there is actually voice acting in this game as well. Like you saw, he has a shockwave attack there, the huge ring that you can see running around him. That's a dodge, you have to dodge over that, otherwise you're going to get hit. But I mean, look at the damage that we're dealing to him currently. And as you can see, he's used the same 3 attacks. We can just spawn lightning on top of him. He does have other attacks as well, but again, he is very slow. He is very easy to beat, and we are very happy to fight him because it's very, very easy to beat him without having to worry too much about, dodging and, having him deal a lot to us. I actually have not seen this attack of his, so at least he does have other attacks that we need to worry about, and at least he can actually do something a bit more. He can be quite scary actually, but as you could see, a lot easier than the other bosses. We get another gem over here, which is actually used for upgrades, but we still have not found another statue for the stone mason. So the game is randomly generated. You will sometimes find things, you other times won't. Some of the stuff you only find on this level as well. And over here you can see we do actually get the upgraded damage, which is cool. They no longer have the bonus health as well. And we're now in the volcano area, which is the last area that I know of in the game currently. Again, it would be very nice if you do have to farm this game quite a bit, that being able to maybe purchase an upgrade where you're able to go to a specific area or make it the starting area or something like that. It would be handy, but it's much of a muchness really. It doesn't really take that long to just play the game and get to where you are from the start. So it does become easier obviously the further you go, because you do get more upgrades on each of your characters. So the more time you invest in the game, the easier it is going to become, and the more that you do, the easier it will become as well. Just dodge these dudes, we don't really want too much going on over here. Kill the fire breathers, that's perfect. There we go, some more upgrades for us. Increased thunderstrike damage, perfect. As you can see, it's going up in increments of 40. If you didn't notice, it doesn't give us plus 120 over the extra damages that we got. It now just is a 120 damage increase for the skill. Ow, we took damage and we were doing so well. That is very unfortunate. Alright, spawn 5 poisonous roots from the ground and damage enemies. The roots are 5. No, we're going to go and increase our movement speed instead, because who doesn't like to have movement speed in these games anyway? Alright, we do have one of the boss fights, but we do have 2 other areas we can go to first, so let's just quickly go to them. We've got the heal for after the boss fight, so that the second area is going to be a lot easier. And we've got our store here, bonus damage to low enemy. Do we want that? Yeah, we'll grab it. And we even got an upgrade to our HP as well. And we don't have to use the heal yet, because we got the shopkeeper as well, which means that we got the free healing from there. And luckily we came here, because as you can see, we do have an upgrade that we wouldn't have otherwise got. So really good decision to go back and make sure you clean the levels as much as possible. Spawn additional knives, but they deal less damage, and that's perfectly fine because they do ricochet as well. They might deal less damage, but it is an overall increase in damage for us. So now we're going to go fight the first mini boss of the level. Maybe it's one I haven't fought just yet. I've only been to the stage one other time. So let's see. I have not fought this one. This does look scary. It is a hound. I have no idea what attacks it does or how it fights, but we're going to try. This is insane. Okay. Not as difficult as the final boss, but still really, really hard. The final boss, I don't know how we are going to beat him, but I'm sure we can work something out, because that's just how the game works. But there we go, the mini boss is killed. Pretty easy, pretty simple. I don't even think we need the healing. We got 16 life, so we're just going to go straight forward into the next level. Alright, we're on the final area. Well, I think it's the final area. I haven't actually beaten the boss. I don't know if you can even beat this boss, to be honest. But still, no statue found. So I have no idea how that works. It will be very interesting to see how all of that works and how we're going to find the statue ornaments or whatever it is that the game tells us to find. Maybe we need to just upgrade more of our building or our area to be able to find that first. So maybe that's how it works. Maybe we needed to have found that builder before we could proceed with finding other characters. But we'll see once we have finished this run how everything goes from there. You do need a lot of gold, so unlike me, I would suggest you break every single one of the chests and crates and everything that you see. All of these ones over here, they do give you some currency, so it is worthwhile to break all of them. I haven't been doing that, and you should do it. You do want as much of the money as possible, and breaking these does give you a lot of it, so it is very, very worthwhile doing it. Got some new enemies I haven't fought before, but our damage is up there. We are dealing quite a lot of damage, so I'm quite excited to see if we are able to kill the boss of this stage. I'm also very excited to show you guys the boss of this stage because I think he is actually insane. Just grab a healing over there, very nice. We didn't need to use the heal from the last area, which is fantastic. And we're going to get an upgrade over here. Maybe I can get an upgrade that's going to help us against that boss, because he doesn't shoot projectiles at you. He shoots massive fire, like a flamethrower. It's going to be very, very difficult to kill him. Let's see what we get. Bonus damage after killing an enemy, that doesn't help. Poisoned enemies become slow. We don't even have poison, so we're going to just get the bonus damage for the rest of the level at least, so we can at least have a much better time. It just means we're going to kill things faster, just not the boss. I really like how they've made the level itself interactive, like the lava pools over there shoot things at you as well, and you're not just fighting the enemies, you're also fighting the environment, and you need to be careful of all of that as well. So really interesting to see a game do that. I don't believe there are other games that necessarily do it that way. They'd probably make an enemy be in the pool of lava shooting at you, but this game, they make the actual area hit you, which is pretty cool, pretty different to see as well. Okay. Do that, there we go, everything's stunned. Get an upgrade over here. We're going to increase the damage even more to 160 now, so every time we press Y, things are going to just start dying. And we're not at the boss yet. We've got another heal over here, which is perfect, and another wave of enemies. This area feels massive compared to the others. I don't know, I feel like I should have fought the boss already if it was any of the other areas already. Okay, we've got to be careful of those enemies. They seem to screech, which stuns you. And now we can keep going. Here is the boss. I am terrified. Let's go and see what we can get over here. Oh, we actually got quite a lot of money. Can I even afford anything? Not yet. That would actually come in handy. Maybe I can get enough of the currency from these parts. I don't think so though, but it would be really, really good if we could. Okay, always having to dodge again is a very big bonus for us, because we do get the bonus damage on dodge, and having to dodge all the time does help us quite a lot. Now we did get the 500 points over there. Is it enough to buy that? Yes, it is, and we can heal. So that is beautiful. Look, even if we're at full health, I don't think it's going to make too much difference. This boss is hectic, and I'm just happy I get to show you guys the boss. So let's get straight into it. Here is the final boss. Enjoy. He looks completely insane and very, very scary. The Magma Giant, the Populace of Legends, and let's see if we can beat the Spitfire Devil over here. Okay, so far so good, I guess. Not really. Actually, we have done the most damage we've ever done to him right now, which is really, really good. Ow. Yeah, no, unfortunately it doesn't look like we will be beating this. And I ran into the AoE, although it didn't look like I did, but apparently we did over there. So we got quite a bit of money, we can do some upgrades to the kingdom, but that's all for today, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.